Hello, everyone. Can y'all see me? Welcome. We're going to be going over the Ashtanga sequence, or at least part of it, for today. So let's come to the top of our mats. Find a nice, comfortable cross-legged position. Place your hands onto your knees. Close your eyes. And just take a couple of normal breaths as you would normally breathe, just in and out. Just start scanning your body from your head all the way down. On your next inhale, grow tall, so press into the sit bones, lift the chest. Another deep inhale through the nose. Lifting from the heart, expanding the lungs. And then exhale out all the air, slowly pushing the air out. Keep the lips sealed. Creating noise with the breath. Again, inhale. Expand. Exhale slowly. Lips are sealed like fogging a mirror, pushing the air out. Try to find a nice rhythm in your breathing. Deep inhale. Slowly exhale, softening the face and the shoulders away from the ears. Draw your navel in, your ribs in, and keep lifting the pelvic floor up slowly. And then exhale, keep the lips sealed, fogging a mirror. Push all the air out. Take a few rounds of breath here, breathing deeply in and out. Ideally stacking the bones. You want your head right over your heart right over the pelvis. You can even use your hands to hollow back, tilting slightly in the pelvis. On the inhales, lengthening and expanding. On the exhales, softening the shoulders and the face. Trying to find a nice balance between being relaxed but also engaged. So now we're going to add movement or synchronized movement with the breath. So from seated, open your eyes. Bring your palms out to either side of your body. Fingertips are touching the ground. So we're going to match the breath. On an inhale, we're going to be at the end of the exhalation. Deep inhale, reach up. Gaze at your thumbs. Exhale. Fingertips touch. Again, inhale, reach. Expanding, gaze up. Exhale. Push all the air out slowly. And release the air out. So push all the air out before you take another round of breath. Deep inhale, reach. Gaze up. Exhale. Fogging the mirror, pushing all the air out. All right, let's just roll onto our hands and knees. We're just going to do a little exercise to warm up our spine. So first, we're going to stack the hands right underneath the shoulders. Knees are hip distance apart. You can tuck your toes, or you can leave the shoelace part of the foot flat. So we're in a nice little tabletop position, spreading the fingers wide. We're going to start by exhaling out all the air by pressing the mat away. Rounding the upper spine, drawing the navel in and tucking the chin towards the chest. Gaze at your belly button. And then inhale, arch the spine, gaze up. Exhale and round the spine. Pushing the mat away, tucking the chin in. Inhale and gaze up. Exhale and round. Inhale, gazing up. Exhale. Come back to a neutral spine, tabletop position. We're going to go to Adho Mukha Svanasana, or also known as downward facing dog. Tuck the toes now. On an inhale, you're going to lift from the hips and push the mat away to lengthen the spine and draw your hips back. So tucking the toes on an inhale, we push the floor away, lift the hips, and trying to bring our heels back towards the mat. If our hamstrings are really tight, we can add a slight bend in the knees, very wide, pressing the mat away, tucking the chin towards the chest and gazing towards your navel. So ideally, we're going to use the breath to open up space inside of the body. So full deep breathing here. So find that nice, comfortable, steady position, feet hip distance, hand shoulder width apart. Try to breathe to your upper back and your upper chest, drawing the navel in, squeezing the sit bones together for Mula Bandha. And our chin lock, throat lock, Jalahala Bandha. So we're utilizing all three bandhas in this particular posture. Now look between your hands, step your feet forward. Doesn't matter how many steps. It could be 1, 2, or it could be multiple steps. Inhale and lengthen, lift the chest. So your fingertips could be touching. If they're not touching, you can just bend the knees. Exhale, folding forward, draw the head in towards your body. Now inhale, reach all the way up. Gaze up at your thumbs. Exhale, arms by the side. Samasthiti. So Samasthiti is basically the first posture that we really need to focus on. And it's just a standing position. So we naturally want to have a gap in between our feet. But for today, we're going to bring the big toes together. We're going to lift the arches, but we're going to spread the toes. We're going to start engaging from our feet up towards the body. So the knees, the kneecaps are lifted, the legs are strong. Navel in, ribs in, and we're lifting from our chest. Our shoulder blades are going down our back. We're just gazing forward past the tip of the nose, standing strong and lengthening the crown of the head up. So just stay here breathing just for a few breaths. Standing strong, engaged. Now bring your hands to heart center. You can softly gaze down, or you can close your eyes. Breathe into your hands. Breathe into your heart. Set your attention for today, for your practice. Take a deep inhale. Let's work on Surya Namaskar A. I'm going to do a slow one to begin with, really explaining, and then we'll flow through the rest. All right. Yeka. Inhale, reach your hands up. Straight arms, pressing the palms, reaching and lifting from the heart, gazing at the thumbs. Today, exhale, slowly fold. So we're hinging at the hips, reaching the hands down towards the mat. Remember, you can have that slight bend in the knees if you need to, as we fold forward. Inhale, lengthen head up. So we're lifting the chest, we're drawing the navel in, we're squeezing the sit bones together, and then exhale, lowering down. So Chaturanga Dandasana. You can step back from here. Start from your. You can also come all the way down to the belly. Inhale, upward facing. So that could be just lifting the chest for today, keeping the pelvis down. Or that could be lifting the pelvis and the chest. You're on the tops of the feet and you're pressing the mat away so we're not crunching up into the shoulders. So we're pressing the mat away. We're on the tops of the feet. We're sending the chest through. We're gazing up or at the tip of the nose. And then exhale, tuck the toes. Lift from the hips. Push the mat away to your downward facing position. So another great option is we do our upward facing, modified. We come to tabletop. You can tuck your toes from here and then lift up as another great option. So once we get to our downward facing position, our feet are hip distance, hand shoulder width apart. We're spreading the fingers. We're pressing away the mat so we can lengthen our spine. We're gazing towards the navel. Even if you can't see the navel, head in that direction. Maybe gaze at your knees for now. 5 deep breaths. Breathing to the upper back, upper chest. And just feeling inside the body, letting the breath open the body. After your 5 breaths, you're going to look between the hands, start stepping your feet forward. Again, doesn't matter how many steps in the beginning. Inhale, head up, lengthen. Exhale, fold. Head in, curling into Samasthiti. All right, let's do it with the count. Come back to the top of the mat. Samasthiti. Stand at attention first. Engage the legs and stay with your breath, linking the breath to the movement. Okay, come inhale, reach up. Exhale, slowly fold. Trini, inhale, lengthen the spine, gaze forward. Chatwari, exhale, stepping back for right now and lower down to Chaturanga. Remember, you can drop the knees and lower. You can come all the way down if you need to. Inhale, forward and up, lift the chest. Exhale, shot, hips up, 5 breaths, stay. Find that steady, comfortable position, no fidgeting, just find the posture, breathe. And don't worry about making it perfect. Just worry about the full deep breathing. This is a breathing practice. 2, 3, 4, 5. Sapta, look between the hands. Step the feet forward. Inhale, head up, lengthen. Ashto, exhale, folding forward. Nava, inhale, reach up. Gaze up. Exhale, Samasthiti. Again, Yekum, inhale, reaching up, pressing down to reach. Exhale, empty the breath as you fold. Curling the head in. Clean, inhale, lengthen, lift the chest. Chatwari, exhale, lowering down. This time we're going to jump. So you're going to press into the floor. We're hollowing out into the armpits. We're hollowing out into the tummy. So come to the high plank, then exhale, lower. Chaturanga, see if you can hold. So we're shooting our heels back. Inhale, lift the chest, gaze up. Exhale, hips up, downward facing. Remember your modified options for today. Spread the fingers. Tuck the chin. Breathe here. 1, 2, 'Strong legs. 3, 4, 5. Sapta, look between the hands. We're going to jump forward. You may also step. So if you're going to jump, you squat back. Inhale. Head up. Ashto, exhale, folding forward. Nava, inhale, reaching up. Exhale, Samasthiti. All right, let's do it again. Yekum, inhale. Exhale. Go slow and controlled. Trini, inhale, lengthen. Lift the chest. Press the floor from here, stepping back, or you can jump. Bring the shoulder blades back, open up at your collarbones, and you can stay right here. It's kind of like a Shalabhasana. Now on an inhale, lift your chest, engage your legs, push the mat away. So you can try that a few times. Pushing the mat, lifting the chest, maybe the pelvis lifts. Engage the legs, the strong legs, and then exhale, hips, push the mat away. Tucking the chin in, find that steady, comfortable position. Breathe 5 times. 1, 2, send your heels back. 3, navel in. 4, chin tuck. 5, sapta, step or jump the feet forward. On an inhale, lengthen. Ashto, exhale, folding forward. Nava, inhale, reach up. Exhale, Samasthiti. Okay, come inhale, reach up. Exhale, Dve, fold slowly forward. Head in. Trini, inhale, head up. So lift the chest, gaze forward. Press the floor, lower down, Chaturanga. See if you can hold, or you can come all the way down. So I like to set up with a high plank, and then I bring my elbows into the body as I send my chest forward. Inhale, upward facing. Lift the chest, press the mat. Exhale, shots. Downward facing for 5 more breaths. Breathing into the body. Letting the breath open up the spaces. Into the chest, upper back. Breathe into the tightness. One more breath. And 5. Sapta, stepping forward, or you may jump. Inhale, head up. Ashto, exhale, folding forward. Nava, inhale, reach up. Straight arms, press down as you reach. Exhale, Samasthiti. Let's do one more. Okay, come inhale, reach up. Exhale, Dve, folding forward. Head in. Trini, inhale, lift the chest to extend. Chatwari, exhale, step or jump. Lower down. Inhale, pancha upward. And shot, exhale, downward face. 1. 2. Free breathing with sound. 3. 4. 5. Sapta, step or jump your feet forward. Inhale, lengthen head up only, lifting the chest, navel in. Exhale, folding forward. Nava, inhale, reach up. Exhale, Samasthiti. All right, so traditionally we could do 5 Surya Namaskars. When you're first starting off, maybe you want to do 3 to 4, and then you can add on to that, building your strength and your endurance with time. All right, let's move on to Surya Namaskar B, starting with our Utkatasana, and in between there's going to be some Vidabhadrasana, so chair poses and some lunges. So start at the top of the mat, Samasthiti, standing at attention. Okay, come inhale, bend into the knees, reach up, press the palms. Exhale, folding forward. So we're rolling over the hips, bring the hands down, curl the head in towards your body. Trini, inhale, lift the chest, hollowing into the armpits, hollowing in the navel, same thing here. And then exhale, lowering down. You can step or jump. Let's step back for right now. Exhale, lowering down. Inhale, upward facing. And exhale, shot, downward face. So from here, you can pivot your left foot at an angle and then step your right foot forward in between your hands. Ideally, your knee is going to be stacked right underneath your ankle. So from here, we're going to take an inhale to come all the way up into our Vidabhadrasana. One breath here, pressing the palms, gaze at your thumbs. And then exhale, lowering down. So frame the foot, come to the high plank, lower down, Chaturanga, or you can come all the way down to the belly. Inhale, upward face. Exhale, hips up, downward face. Vikara, we're going to do the other side now. So we pivot the right, step with the left. Inhale, reaching up, press the palm. Pressing into that back foot. Exhale, lowering down. Ideally, one breath per movement. Inhale, upward face. Chaturasha, exhale, hips up, 5 breaths here, downward facing dog. Settling into the posture. Steady, fluid breathing. Really focus on emptying the breath, pushing all the air out before you take another round of breath. Feel that breath moving your body. Feel it. And 5. Panchadasha, look between the hands first. Stepping the feet forward on an inhale, head up. Shodasha, exhale, folding forward. Saptadasha, inhale, bend into the knees. Reach up, press the knees together, press the palms together. Exhale, Samasthiti. Again, Yakub, inhale, bend into the knees, reach up. Exhale, folding forward. Trini, inhale, head up, lift the chest. Keep the hands there, press into the mat to jump back, exhale, lower. Pancha, inhale, forward and up. And Shat, exhale, downward face. Stop the right foot, step. Find the stability first, and then inhale, reach up. Ashto, exhale, lowering down to Chaturanga Dandasana. Nava, inhale, upward facing. Dasha, exhale, downward face. Ikadasha, left foot. Inhale, reach. Dwadasha, exhale, lowering down to your Chaturanga position. Inhale, upward facing. Exhale, hips up. Chaturasha, downward facing, staying for 5 deep breaths. 1, 2, strong legs, pressing the mat away. 3, dristis, the navel. 4, 5. Gaze between the hands, sapta stepping or jump forward. Inhale, lengthen head up. Shodasha, exhale, folding forward. Saptadasha, inhale, bend into the knees, reach up. Exhale, Samasthiti. All right, one more B. Let's flow with the breath. Come, inhale, bend into the knees. Exhale, fold. Trini, inhale, head up. Shatwari, exhale, lower down. Pancha, inhale, upward facing. Engage your legs. Shat, exhale, downward face. Sapta, right foot. Inhale, reach. Ashto, exhale, lowering down, Chaturanga. Nava, inhale, upward facing. Dasha, exhale, downward face. Ikadasha, left foot. Inhale, reach. Dwadasha, exhale, lowering down, Chaturanga. Trayodasha, inhale. Chaturasha, exhale, 5 breaths, downward facing. Remember when you're doing your practice or if you're doing a lead class, if you start to get tired, you can drop your knees, bring your big toes together, sink back onto your heels, and reach the forehead down to the mat as you reach your arms away. So if you want, you can take a couple of deep breaths here. When you feel that your breath is nice and fluid again, you can come back to your downward facing position. One more breath. See how slow and deep you can breathe. 5, look between the hands. Panchadasha, stepping or jump the feet forward. Head up and lengthen. Exhale, folding forward. Saptadasha, inhale, bend into the knees. Reach up, gaze up. Exhale, Samasthiti. All right, Surya Namaskar, be traditional, usually 3 to 5 times. You could do also 2 if you want to do, to start off 4 A's and 2 B's, or find that nice combination that feels good to your body when you're first starting out. And let's move on to our standing postures. Padangusthasana. First we start Samasthiti, and then we take our feet hip distance apart. I like to jump, and then we're going to take our first 2 fingers and thumb and catch our big toes. Even if you need to bend the knees, catch and wrap it completely around. You're engaging your wrists. Okay, come inhale, head up. So we're lifting the chest to gaze forward. And then exhale, reach the crown of the head down. Elbows can be pointing back. Just make sure there's no tension in the neck or the shoulders. Let the head just hang in the navel area. We're keeping the legs nice and strong. And just focusing on the breathing. 5, inhale, lift the chest, extend, Trini, exhale there. Push all the air out. Padahastasana is next. Bring your palms under, toes next to the wrist crease, or as far as you can get. Once again, you can have a slight bend in the knees if you need it. Yeah, come inhale again, lift the chest, extend the spine. Exhale, folding forward. Press the toes onto the wrist, and you're slightly gently lifting the hands up at the same time, so there's opposing forces. So once again, let the head just hang freely, even if you want to shake the head just for a moment. And let the shoulders soften. Keep the legs strong. Breathing here 5 times. Deep inhale. Deep exhale. One more breath. 5. Inhale, Trini, head up. Exhale there. Push the air out. Act like you're fogging that mirror. Bring your hands to your waist. On an inhale, come all the way up. Exhale there. Samasthiti, feet together, arms by your side. Moving on to Uttita Trikonasana, or our triangle pose. Step out to the right on an inhale. Pivot your right foot towards the right. Exhale. We're going to extend from the waist. We're going to reach first. That could be your shin or your ankle, and gaze up. Or we're going to catch our big toe. So we're lifting from our ribs, and we're reaching up, squeezing the legs together, focusing on the breath. 5, inhale, Trini, coming up. Pivot just your feet. Chatwari, exhale, reach for the 2, 3, 4, 5. Pancha, inhale, come up. Pivot around for B. So we're going to pivot towards the back. Our right leg is forward, left hand reaching up. Inhale here, exhale, we're going to reach forward. We're going to cross it over. So ideally, we're going to press next to the big toe. This may or may not be available to some people in the beginning, so bring your hand to your shin. If you have a block that you want to use, you can also use a block. You can also start by bringing your hand on the inside of the foot, and then eventually with time, bringing it out to the outside. So option 1, option 2, or the full expression, option 3, find your twist. 5 breaths. 1, send this right hip back. 2, keep reaching, pushing to reach up. 3, keep breathing. 4, 5, gaze down first. Inhale, strong legs coming up. Pivot towards the front, square the hips and shoulders. Exhale to the other side. Right hand reaching now to the left. Remember your options, shin, ankle, block, or onto the inside of the foot. I like to bring my hand to my low sacrum. That's what I'm doing here to keep that nice and flat, like a little coffee table. And then from there, once I find my twist, I'm pushing into the mat to rotate and open up my chest. And then I extend my hand up. And then from there, I want to look at the fingertips and I want to stay focused. Concentrating on the posture, on my bandhas, my internal locks and seals, and my breath. 2 more breaths. And 5, gaze down. Inhale, come up, strong legs, open out to the side. Exhale, Samasthiti, come back to the top of the mat. All right, moving on. Gonna step out to the right, a little bit wider this time. Rotita Parsvottanasana. Bend into your right leg. Option 1, you can bring your forearm to the top of the thigh and you're reaching from the side of the body. You're going to feel a nice side body stretch and gazing at the fingertips. Otherwise, you can also use a block and place it here as well if you can't bring the hand all the way down. Otherwise, we bring the hand down to the mat, shoulder and knees connected together. So we don't want to be back here. We want to bring the knee forward, stacking the knee over the ankle. The hips go forward, and we're gazing at your fingertips, and you're pressing the outer foot and reaching. So there's a direct line of energy from your heel all the way to your fingertips. 2 more breaths here. 4. And 5. Inhale, coming up. Pivot. Exhale, other side, left hand down, right arm reaching. Find which version works for you. Up towards the sky. 3, 4, hips down and forward. 5, inhale, coming up. Pivot. Let's do our twisted version. Drop your left knee all the way down. You can also start from a high lunge with time. But just for today, let's do it from the ground. So left hand, reach it up. As we're lengthening and expanding, twist, shoulder outside of the leg. Side prayer is a nice way to get into a twist. And then from there, we can work our way to bringing our hand, left hand down and right arm reaching. Then you can stay here with the knee down. Otherwise, we're going to pivot the back heel. So we're going to tuck the toes. We're going to send the heel back and then pivot it to the side. And we're sending also our right hip back. And with time, muscle memory will take place and we won't have to think about all these things. But in the beginning, it's a lot going on. So just stay focused on your breathing. And the postures will come later. 5, inhale, come up. Pivot around, drop the right knee now. We're going to twist to the left. Inhale, reach the right up. Exhale, cross it over. Make the connection. Before you even think about lifting up this back leg, make the connection here with the shoulder on the outside. Bring leverage to twist from the middle of the spine. Or we're going to continue on with the full expression, which is right hand down, left hand reaching. Remember, we can stay right here, or we start to tuck the toes and pivot the heel so we find our nice twist in our body. 2, 3, bringing that left hip back. 4, 5, inhale, come up, open out. Exhale, Samasthiti, come back to the top of the mat. Pasaritas. So ideally we would step out to the right. For today I'm going to step out to the left so you can see me from a different angle. So first, feet parallel, facing forward or slightly pigeon-toed in. So that means the heel is out, toes are pointing inward. We want to engage the legs. The legs need to be nice and strong. One of my teachers like to say, quads of steel, Tim Miller. So let's start with the hands on the waist. Inhale here, lift the chest. Exhale, fold, hands down to the mat. So in the beginning, maybe your hands don't touch. You can bend the knees slightly. Exhale, bring the head down towards the mat. So either your head is dangling and you just let it decompress, or you bring the head down to the mat and then you're going to walk your hands back. Your elbows are squeezing in together. As you're reaching your head down, your legs are staying strong. You're pressing the outer edges of your feet, but lifting your insteps of your feet. 3 more breaths here. 4. 5. Inhale, lift the chest, extend. Exhale there. Hands on the waist. Inhale, coming up. Strong legs. Exhale at the top. B. Okay, come inhale, arms out. Okay, exhale, hands on the waist. Inhale again, lift the chest. Trini, exhale, folding forward. Keep the hands on the waist. As I bring my hands to my waist, I'm gently pushing my pelvis away to lengthen my spine away from the pelvis. And I go slow, coming in and out of the postures. And once I have my head towards the mat, once again, it could be dangling, or you reach the top of the head all the way down. Hands still on the waist. Gently pushing the pelvis away. Navel is in, and we're engaging the legs. Focus on your breathing. Slow, fluid breathing. 5. Inhale, coming up. Strong legs. Remember, we go slow so we don't get dizzy. Exhale at the top. C. Okay, come inhale, arms out. Okay, exhale, catch your hands. Interlace your fingers behind your back. So in the beginning, you may need a little bit of a gap between your fingers or your palms, or if you're a little bit more flexy, you can bring the palms together, or if you want to challenge yourself. So we're inhale and we're lengthening the arms away. We're opening up at the chest. Shoulder blades down the back. Exhale, folding forward, slow. Once again, reach the head down towards the mat. Reach the arms away. Mat, inhale and exhale. One more breath. 5. Inhale, come all the way up slowly. Strong legs. Exhale, hands on the waist. D. Inhale here. Exhale, slowly fold forward and catch your big toes, even if you need to bend the knees. Inhale, lift the chest to extend. Exhale, Trini fold, head down reaching, elbows pointing out to the side. So we're engaging our wrists. We're pressing this big toe knuckle down and we're lifting up at the same time. We're pressing the outer edges of the feet and lifting the instep. So there's always going to be opposing forces. So I'm reaching my head down and lifting up at the same time. Focusing on the breathing. 5 breaths here. 3. 4. Dristis, the tip of the nose. Gazing point. 5. Inhale, head up. Exhale there. Push the air out. Hands on the waist. Inhale, coming up. Exhale, Samasthiti. Come back to the top of the mat. All right, Parsvottanasana. We're going to take our hands into a reverse namaste, which is the fingertips coming together, and then wiggling the hands up to the back, pressing the palms together and bringing the elbows back. We can also do fist to fist, same rotation in the shoulders, or you catch your wrists or your elbows. So on an inhale, we step out to the right. This is a nice short stance. You're about heel to heel or heel to instep. And you want to make sure that your hips and your shoulders are square. Exhale, folding over your right leg. As you fold over your right leg, you're sending your right hip back to the best of your ability. And you're lengthening your head down towards your toes. Look towards your toes. 5 breaths here, 2, 3, 4. Squeeze and lift the pelvic floor. 5. Inhale, coming up. So press into that back foot as you come up, as you're rising. You're still inhaling as you pivot. On your next exhale, folding over now the left. So leading with the heart, navel in, reaching ahead towards the toes. 5 breaths here. Left hip back. 1, 2. Big breath in. 3. Exhale out all the air. 4. 5. Press into the back foot. Inhale, coming up. Use the breath to lift you up. Open out to the side. Exhale, come back to the top of the mat for your Samasthiti. All right. I'm going to show you from this direction. We're going to do our Utthita Hasta, Padangusthasana, hand to big toe pose. So in the beginning, this can be very daunting posture. It's very challenging in any level of proficiency with the Ashtanga practice. So balancing is something that we want inside of our whole body, our being, our life. And this is a great arch type to kind of humble you. So let's try. Let's give it a go. So I'm first going to do a modified version, and then I'll do the full expression. So you can just pick one and do 5 breaths here. So option 1, left hand on the waist, catch your knee, and keep gazing forward. I'm pressing into my big toe, and I'm trying to find the Samasthiti here with one leg. So engaging the leg, we're lifting the kneecaps, our chest is growing and opening here, but the shoulder blades are down the back. And then we're going to take 5 breaths here, 5 breaths here. You can keep gazing forward for today, or you gently switch the gaze to the left. After the 5 breaths, you bring it in, bring the hand back to the waist. See if you can extend the leg out without releasing, and 5 more breaths. Drawing the leg into the socket. And then we release, and then we do the other side. Or we're going to do our Utthita Hasta with the leg straight. So we're going to catch the big toe. And from here, you can have a slight bend in the leg and just find your balance here, 5 breaths, or extend the leg out. Once again, drawing the leg into the socket, growing tall. You can stay right here, or we're going to lift the leg and fold at the same time. So find where you can hold it and find where you can breathe deeply. 5 breaths here, and then 5 breaths here. You can keep gazing forward, or you're going to look to the right. Find the Samasthiti here. And then bring it back to your center, slow. You can stay here and release, or you're going to exhale, fold. And then inhale, straight leg, hands on the waist, 5 more breaths. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Release, Samasthiti. All right, next balancing posture, Ardha Baddha Padma Padottanasana. On an inhale, you're going to bring your right leg up. This could mean half Padmasana, which is the traditional posture. It could also mean a nice figure 4, which I'll show you. Or we can do a tree posture. Tree posture isn't Ashtanga, but it is a nice modified version to get you started to get to your half Padmasana. So first, let's see where we are with our half Padmasana. Let's bring the right leg up. So I like to catch from underneath my ankle, and my heel is towards my navel, and my knee pointing down. First, find the balance. See if you can catch your arm. Then maybe you can wiggle your hand down to your foot, or you can use a strap or towel. If this is not a possibility for today, which doesn't mean it won't happen in the future, you just come to a nice little figure 4, but engage your foot, flex the heel. And you can stay here, breathing deeply. Otherwise, maybe we're not doing any lotus or any figure four. We can bring the toes down to the mat, and we are externally rotating the hip out. Or you bring it to the calf, or you can bring it up to the upper thigh. Just don't keep it on the knee. We don't want anything on the joints. So find which version works for you for today. Let's do 5 breaths on each side. So tree, figure four, or half Padmasana. So let's say we have the half Padmasana. We have our bind. Next step is going to be the fold forward. Remember, we could stay with the first steps and we do not have to fold forward today. But if you're feeling confident and you're feeling like your hips a little bit open, then we can definitely fold. Go slow as you do so. You may also bring both hands down. Once you're folding forward, you're going to drop your head in towards your body. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Inhale, head up. Exhale there. So we're going to bend slightly in the knee, and we're going to push to lift up. And you're going to find your balance. And then exhale to release. All right, let's go for the other side. Inhale, lift the left. Slowly take your bind, if that is possible for today, or remember your options. Exhale, folding forward slowly. One hand down, drop the head. Or you can bring both hands down. Try to square the shoulders and then just let the head hang. 2, 3, 4, and 5. Inhale, head up. Exhaling there, press into the foot, bend into the knee slightly. Inhale to come up. And then exhale, releasing your posture. Samasthiti, come back to your top of the mat with the feet together and arms by your side. We're going to do a vinyasa, resetting the spine, resetting the body. Yeah, come inhale, reach your hands up. Okay, exhale, empty the breath as you fold. Trini, inhale, lift the chest, gaze forward. Chatwari, exhale, stepping back. Lowering down, you may also jump, high plank, or you drop the knees. Lower on that exhale. You hold, or come all the way down to the belly. Inhale, upward facing. That could be just the chest. Or inhale, upward facing, lift the chest and the pelvis on the tops of the feet. Tuck the toes, exhale, hips up, downward facing. Utkatasana, chair pose position. We're going to step our feet forward and bend into the knees and reach up. You may also jump your feet forward. I like to do a little squat back on an exhale. Press into the fingertips and bend into the knees. So option 1 or 2, 5 breaths. 1, 2, straight elbows. 3, keep reaching. 4, 5, exhale, folding forward. Inhale, head up. For today, we're just going to step back, exhale, lowering down. High plank or drop the knees. Elbows in. Inhale, upward facing, lift the chest. Exhale, hips up to your downward facing position. All right, moving on to our warriors. Vidya Bhadrasana, our warrior. Warrior 1. So remember, we're going to pivot the back heel. And we're going to step with the right. Once again, we want to square the shoulders and the hips first. Your knee is aligned right with your ankle. Inhale, reach up. And gaze at your thumbs. In the beginning, it may be daunting to bring the palms together, but we're aiming for that. Straight elbows lifting from the chest. Ribs in, navel in. Squeeze and lift the pelvic floor. 3, 4, and 5. Inhale, straighten the leg, gaze up, pivot your feet. Exhale, bend into the left. 5 more breaths. Really press into that back foot. Send the hips down and forward. Keep reaching up. 5. Arms open out to the side. As you open your arms out, your right hip goes back. Stay in the center here. So we're still pressing into this back foot, and the arms are reaching through the fingertips, gazing at the tip of the fingers. Shoulders softening away from the ears. See how deep you can go into the posture for today. 5, inhale, straighten the leg, pivot the feet. Exhale, bend into the right. Softening the face. 5, exhale, hands down. Step it back. High plank. Exhale, lower. Inhale, upward. Exhale, downward facing dog. All right, look between the hands. We're going to transition to the floor. First option, you can take the tops of your feet, and the bottom down. Straight legs. Option 2, you can squat back, jump the tops of the feet, and then bring the bottom down. And then with time, we get more proficient and we get that muscle memory, and we're working on the transitions a little bit more fluidly. Then we can start to jump through. So in the beginning, you may just want to step through, but some of y'all I know that are watching are proficient and may want to learn how to jump through as well. So use the breath. The breath is what's going to make you float or look where you're going. And you bring your bottom down. And of course, the more you do it, the more it becomes more fluid. So straight legs out in front of us. We're going to start with our Dandasana, which is basically the Samasipihi of the seated postures, which we're only going to do a few today. So bring the hands down to the mat. They could be right next to the hips. Just depends on your anatomy. You may need to bring them a little bit behind. Ideally, we just don't want the shoulders and the ears crunching. We want to push and lift the chest. The ribs and navel go in. Your legs are engaged, and your toes are flexed towards your body. So let's take 5 breaths here, tucking the chin. Jala Hala Bandha, Uddiyana Bandha, Mula Bandha. 2, 3, 4, 5. Inhale, head up. Exhale there. Paschimottanasana, a nice forward fold. We're going to take the big toes with the first 2 fingers and thumb, our peace fingers, wrap it around. So you may need a slight bend in the knees. And then we work towards straightening the legs little by little, engaging the legs. I like to focus on pressing the back of my knees down into the mat. So that's going to help me to get more extension in through the legs. So when we engage the top of our legs, the back of the legs will begin to soften. So take the big toes. Inhale here, length, and lift the chest. Exhale, hollow back. Hollow the navel back as you fold forward. So you remember, it may be looking like this today. And then eventually with time, 1, 2, see if you can soften into the posture with every breath. 3, 4, 5. Inhale, head up. Exhale there. So we still have our bind. We don't want to release the bind yet. We want to use that to push all the air out. And then we're going to go for B or D. So B, we can grab the sides of the feet. Maybe we catch our fingertips or the wrists. Take a deep inhale. Exhale, fold for another 5 breaths. 1, 2, 3, feeling the breath move the body. 4, and 5. Inhale, head up. Exhale there. Release. All right, let's work on our jump backs or step backs. So right now, we're gonna step back and then I'll show you how to jump back in a moment. So if you would like, bring the feet, the tops or the sides of the feet into your body and try to give yourself a big hug. So you wanna create a little ball so that you can pass your legs through the opening of your arms. So the arms are gonna be shoulder width apart. For today, I'm going to show you an easy version of stepping back that can help you with your energy and conserving your energy. I think becomes more connected and it flows together a little bit more easier. But in the beginning, we just want to conserve our energy as much as we can just so that we can get through the practice in general. So bring the hands forward. Your hands, as soon as they touch the mat, you're going to push away. So you have to lean forward. Lean forward in that little ball. Lean forward. Push with the hands. Lift the hips. And you can step your feet back from there. Or you can use the mat as a little springboard and jump the feet back to a high plank. Remember, you can always drop the knees. Exhale, lower. Inhale, upward. Exhale, downward facing dog. All right, we're going to step or jump through this time. So remember, we can step through. We can jump through. So set up your downward facing, look between the hands, tippy toes. Exhale, bring the bottom back. Use the breath as you go forward. On an inhale, straight legs. Remember, you can also step through. Remember that. All right, let's do our Purva Tanasana. So a nice modified version to start with this particular posture is reverse tabletop. I know a few of you may know that particular posture. Once again, that is not an Ashtanga posture, but it is. I'm going to show you the modified version first. So first, we bring the feet hip distance apart, and you're going to bring the hands stacked right underneath your shoulders. And then on an inhale, lift your hips up and drop your head back. Inhale as you lift, dropping the head back. You can stay right here just to start off with. Otherwise, we're going to start with the full expression of the posture, which is our straight legs. And just for a moment, just squeeze your legs together just to get that activation. We want an internal rotation, so the legs are spiraling inwards. Big toes are going to ideally touch the ground. If they're not, then we just have to push more into the hands. And then, of course, eventually with time, the body starts to open up and it becomes a little bit more, I wouldn't say easier, but your body gets stronger. So hands, we got to find that nice alignment. Stacked right underneath the shoulders. I like to start with a slight bend in the elbows. And then I use the breath to lift myself up. So I'm pushing and inhaling to lift up. So as I engage my legs, my hips go up, my chest puffs up, and then I drop my head back. All right, so let's begin. Feet together. Inhale, lift up. 5 breaths here. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Exhale, coming down. All right, let's cross our legs. Let's do a vinyasa. Okay, I'm going to show you another easy version of running through this vinyasa. Is we're going to roll onto the knees and step back from here. So once again, we bring the legs into the body, and we're going to roll onto the knees this time. And then from there, you're just going to step back and do your vinyasa from there. So I'll do it again. So legs into the body, hands forward, roll onto the knees. So you're like a little high plank. And then you step back, lower down. Inhale upward. Exhale, downward facing. All right, Ardha Baddha Padma Paschimottanasana, just like that balancing posture we did. Stop the step or jump the feet forward, straight legs. We're going to take our right foot into either half Padmasana, a nice figure four, or you could also do no Padmasana. It's kind of like a Janu Shirshasana, just the foot in to the inside of the thigh, just to start off with, just so that we don't put any extra pressure onto the knee. So the opening needs to come from the hip. So if we're doing our Ardha Baddha or the modified version, you take your bind, or you act like you're binding, or you can use a strap or towel. Or another version is let's say you're doing figure four, you can also bring both hands forward. All right, so let's do the traditional posture. Right foot in, take your bind. Hand, I like to catch on the outside of my foot. Exhale, folding forward. 5 breaths. 1, 2, full deep breathing. 3, see how much air you can bring in and push out. 4, 5, inhale, head up. Exhale there. Release. All right, take your vinyasa. Remember, we can roll onto the knees, step back from there, or pick it up and jump back. Exhale, lowering down. Inhale, upward. Exhale, downward facing. All right, let's do the other side. Stepping or jumping through. Remember, we can step, step, lower, straight legs. So we always start with the straight legs, then we go into the posture. Remember, we start with the Samasthiti or the Dandasana, and then we go into the posture. So left foot in. And ideally, we would do 1 breath per movement, linking this practice together to ideally turn into a moving meditation with time. So take your posture, inhale here, exhale, folding forward, Panchadasha. 1, 2, 3, foot is active. 4, 5, inhale, head up. Exhale there, push the air out, fog the mirror. Release. Cross your legs. Inhale, pick it up. See if you can push the mat away. So just for right now, let's see or do a little test, this strength test. So knees into the chest. Create that little ball. Bring the hands in front of the hips. Use the momentum. Tap your knees into your chest. And when you tap the knees into the chest, the head is going to go forward. Do that a few times. Mukha Ekapada Paschimottanasana. Sapta, step or jump through. Straight legs first. And then we fold back the right leg. So remember, we don't want to sit onto the leg. We want the leg to be flush on the outside of our hip. Knees are going to be comfortably close together. So if you need a little bit of a gap, you give yourself a gap. If your knee is feeling a little bit of pain or pulling, you can roll up just a slight little towel, or if you have a block at home, you just put it underneath the straight leg. And it gives your hip a little bit more space, or your knee, a little bit more space, so that you can fold forward. So remember that little trick if you need it at home. So inhale here. Exhale, folding forward. 5 breaths. 1, 2, slow, full deep breathing. 3, pressing that straight leg into the mat. 4, softening with every breath. 5, inhale, head up. Exhale there. Release. All right, so you can jump from this position with time. Otherwise, just release and take a vinyasa by crossing the legs. Let's do the easy version for right now. Feet in, hands press, lift, step back. Exhale, lower. Inhale up. Exhale, downward facing. Look between the hands, stepping forward, or you jump. Straight legs, folding back the left. Inhale again. Exhale, fold. 1, 2, 3, 4, hollowing back in the navel. 5, inhale, head up only. Exhale out all the air there. Fog that mirror. Release. Take your vinyasa. You can release the legs, step, or jump back from there. Let's do the jump. Inhale upward. Exhale, downward face. All right, Janu Shirshasana A, Sapta, inhale, step or jump through. Straight legs. Right foot into your internal thigh, creating a little 90-degree angle. Your torso wants to go here, bring it towards the straight leg. Straight spine, inhale, lift. Ashto, exhale, folding forward. Drop your head. Take the bind as deep as you can go. So maybe you can't catch your foot today. You can catch your ankle, your shin. Just do that for now. And then with time, your body will open. You just have to stay consistent, and your body will know what to do. Listening to what your body needs. Never forcing. Softening with the breath. As you take 5 deep, full breaths here. 3, 4, and 5. Inhale, head up only. Exhale, push all the air out. And release. Take your vinyasa. And just breathe and wait. Another great option is maybe you don't want to do a full vinyasa, but you still want to get the activation of the core and your bandhas with every lift up. So you can also just bring the legs in and just lift up and then come back and then do the other side. So that is another great option. So you can do your vinyasa, you can sit in bandhasana, or you can just lift up, sit back down, and do the other side. So left foot in now. Inhale here. Exhale, folding forward, Panchadasha, drop the head. Head towards the knee. Just catch where you can reach. Slow, full deep breathing. Breathing into that upper back. Fill that cavity with air. And then push it all out. That full deep breathing is going to stimulate your vagus nerve and create a nice calming response in your nervous system. So stay with that breath. It's also going to create heat inside of the body to purify, cleanse your internal organs, your tissues. And that full deep breathing is also 5. Inhale, head up. Exhale there and release. The full deep breathing, as I was going to say, can also create this heat inside the body. So we want to purify. We want to tone internal muscles. So it's not just the big muscles that we're working with. There's a lot of little stabilizer muscles that we need for this practice and for life. So keep that in mind. Staying with the breath is very important. All right, let's take our vinyasa. Or remember, you have the option. You can sit in Navasana. You can do just a little lift and come back, or we take our full vinyasa. So I'm going to take my vinyasa. Inhale to pick up. Exhale, lowering down, chaturanga. Inhale, engage the legs, lift the heart, gaze up at the tip of the nose. Exhale, hips up, downward face. stepping or jumping through. So there are 2 more Janu Shirshasanas. We're going to save those for another day. We're going to move on to Marichasana A. Right foot in. Bring the knee up towards your body. There's a hand width space between your foot and the thigh. So ideally the leg, right foot, is right in alignment with your hip. The left leg is nice and engaged. Foot is flexed. And we're going to reach the right hand through. Sometimes in the beginning, I like to catch my foot and draw my chest through to wrap. Nice option there. I can take my left hand in the opposite direction, pressing away from me to reach through and wrap it around. And then I also like to reach through and see how low on the leg I can get it, because that's where it's a little bit more easier. So we're taking that external rotation, and then we bend the elbow, and then we catch. So sometimes we don't have the bind yet, and that is okay. We can also use a strap or towel. So we take our towel, and it gives us a little extra room there, so we can exhale and fold forward, dropping the head down. So with time, we're going to be gazing at the toes. You can also drop the head down, the forehead to the knee if you have neck stuff. So just listen to your body and find which version feels best to you for today. And that could constantly be changing because your body is constantly changing. So let's go for it. Inhale here. Exhale, fold 5 breaths. 1, 2, slow, full, deep breathing. 3, 4, 5. Inhale, head up. Exhale there. Release. Take your vinyasa. Sit in Dandasana as an option. Inhale, pick up. Exhale, lower. Inhale, upward face. Exhale, downward face. Let's go for the other side. Chaturasha, step or jump through. Straight legs. Left knee up now. Remember your options, how to get into it. Panchadasha, exhale, folding forward. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Inhale, head up only. Exhale, push all the air out. Then we release. Take your vinyasa or sit in your Dandasana position and just breathe. Cross your legs. Inhale to pick up. Exhale, lower. Inhale, upward. Exhale, downward face. All right, stepping or jumping through. We have a few more Marichasanas. There's Marichasana A, B, and C, and also D in the primary series or half primary. We're going to move on to Marichasana C, which is a nice twist, very similar to the setup of Marichasana A. And then maybe next time we'll go into more of the other Marichasanas. But for today, we're going to do A and we're going to do C. So same setup, right knee, hug it into your body. Hug it in. We're going to either take the left hand and wrap it around, closing the space here, kickstanding the hand at the small of the back, pressing into the mat. That could be the fingertips or the palms. And we're bringing the leg into the body on an inhale, and then exhale, gaze behind. You can stay here for 5 deep breaths. Otherwise, we're going to lean back, bring the shoulder onto the outside, maybe walk the hand closer, and then just let the hand go limp. Don't try to bring it back because it's not going to work that way. We want to let the elbow bend. So a little ragdoll hand. And then we're going to wiggle the hands back. And remember, we can stay right here or we're going to release. Some of y'all might feel like y'all are falling back. You have to keep this leg nice and engaged so you don't feel like you're falling back. So let's set it up again. Inhale. Take your bind. Or you do the other version. 5 breaths. Inhale to grow tall. Exhale to twist. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Inhale, look to the front. Exhale there and releasing your posture. Dandasana, breathing. 4, cross your legs. Inhale, pick it up. Exhale, lowering down, chaturanga. Inhale to upward facing. Exhale, downward facing. Inhale, step or jump through, straight legs, and then left foot up, left knee up. Set it up, bring it into the body, just like Manichasana A. Taking that twist, right arm now catching, twisting to the left, twisting to the left, or you take your bind. 1, 2, softening in the face. 3, using the breath to inhale, lengthen, exhale, twist. 4, breathing to that upper back, upper chest. 5, inhale, look to the front. Exhale and release. Take your vinyasa, cross your legs. Inhale, pick it up. Exhale, lower down. Inhale, upward facing. Exhale, downward facing. Inhale, step or jump through. And we're going to move on to Navasana. Usually, traditionally, there's a set of 5. Today, we're going to do a set of 3. Just to start off. If you want to do more, you can do the other 2. So let's start with a nice modified version, which is the knees are bent. So first, just take the back of your legs and really lift your chest from here. Then let's see if you can lean a little bit back and then get on the tippy toes and then lift the legs up from here. And you're still holding on here. So lift the chest. You can stay right here. And then you can test yourself and see if you can release the hands. 1, 2, gazing forward. 3, keep the chest lifted. 4, and 5. So cross your legs, bring them into the body and lift your hips up. It could be a lift, it could be a lift, or it could be a lift. And then we come back to Navasana. Remember, today we're only doing 3. Traditionally, it's 5. So bent legs, hold, or you straighten. 1, gaze at your toes. 3, slowing and deepening the breath. Shoulder blades are down the back. We're opening at the chest. Navel tight. Squeeze and lift the pelvic floor. 2 more breaths. 4, 5. Cross your legs. Inhale, pick it up. Let's do 1 more for today. Remember your options. Option 1, option 2, option 3. 2, 3, 4, and 5. Cross your legs. This time we're going to do our vinyasa from here. So inhale to pick up. Exhale, lower down. Inhale, upward facing. Exhale, downward facing. So especially after I do Navasana, I like to stretch my abdominals, especially when you do the set of 5. So after I do my vinyasa, I like to kind of stay here for at least a few breaths, but I keep my legs really strong. We don't want to dump into the back. So the tops of the feet, we're pressing and lifting, and this is going to help stretch the front of the body. And if you think about it, these are all mini back bends, We're opening the front of the body because back bends are mainly front body openers and back strengtheners. So yes, we do need to have an open back, but we need to have an open front of the body as well. So really take advantage of all of the vinyasas and really take advantage of opening the front of the body in all of the upward facing dogs. So with that being said, guess what time it is? It's time to do Urdhva Dhanurasana, back bends, Or we could do bridge. Today we're going to do 1 set of 3. You want to try? Yeah? Okay, let's try. All right, so first we're going to lie down onto our back on an exhale. See if you can go with control. Bring your knees up for bridge. If you have a block at home, you can utilize a block by bringing it in between the legs and squeezing the block so that you know what muscles to activate. Now, your legs are about hip distance or maybe wider than your hips. Toes are slightly pointing inward. So palms pressing, shoulder blades underneath the back. On an inhale, lift up and squeeze the legs together. Bring the weight onto the shoulders. 1, 2, squeeze the bottom together. 3, 4, and 5. Coming down. Remember, you can also interclasp the hands and do this the same way, here or here. I've also seen people hold the back of their ankles if you can reach. So coming down. Next, progression. So remember, you can do all bridges. You can do all back bends if you like, or you can mix and intermingle the two. So let's try Urdhva Dhanurasana setup. Hands by the ears, elbows pointing back. On an inhale, you're going to lift up just to the top of the head. And for today, we're going to stay right here just to show you a nice modified option. Inhale, lift. Stay on the top of the head. 5 breaths. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Now let's go for Urdhva Dhanurasana. Legs and arms activate at the same time. On an inhale, lift. Push. 5 more breaths. Gaze between your hands. 1. Use your legs. Send the chest towards the wall. 3, 4, 5. Exhale, head down first. Then bring the hips down and extend your legs. Lie completely flat. Stay here for a moment. Full deep breathing. Slowing down the nervous system. And practicing at home, you can do more back bends and bridges. You can stay with your traditional 3 if you'd like, and then work your way up to more. Another great option is draw your knees into your body. Give yourself a big hug if you'd like, rocking gently side to side. And just for fun, let's do a little twist. Bring the palms flat. Bring your right knees to the right as you look to the left. Or you can wrap the top leg over the bottom leg if you want more. So we're looking in the opposite direction of our legs. So this is not in the Ashtanga sequence. This is just something extra to decompress the spine. And then inhale to the center. Keep the knees stacked to the left. Look right. Or wrap the right over the left. Exhale. Breathe 5 times here. And 5. Inhale to the center. Exhale there. Draw your knees into your body. And you can use momentum to rock up to seated. You can push yourself up to seated. For today, just stay here in your Dandasana position. We're going to do a forward fold from here. So traditionally, we would do either Chakrasana, back somersault, or we would rock up to seated and do a vinyasa from there. So straight legs, Paschimottanasana. We did this one before. This time we're going to stay here for 10 breaths. Remember, you can always bend the knees if you have really tight hamstrings if the back of the legs are really pulling. So take the deepest that you can go. That could be the sides of the feet. That could be the fingertips or wrist. Remember, you can also use a towel. But don't pull onto the towel so much that you're creating tension in your shoulders or neck. If you're utilizing the towel, create the straight spine. Keep the navel in. And just gently bring yourself forward. Just don't keep pulling so much to where there's extra tension, okay? So find which one of those versions you want to work on. Inhale here. Exhale, fold. 10 breaths. Softening into the posture. Use that breath. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Actually, we're going to do 10, so 5 more. 6, 10. Inhale, head up. Exhale there. Fog that mirror. Push all the air out, then release. All right, let's take a vinyasa. So remember, we can roll onto the hands and knees and step back from there. Exhale, lowering down. Remember, you can come all the way down to the belly if you need to. Inhale, upward facing or upward facing. And then exhale, hips up, downward facing. All right, step or jump through. And so traditionally, we would do a nice shoulder stand sequence. For today, we're going to do the last 3 closing postures. So with time, we would work up to certain postures, and we wouldn't be expected to do the whole primary series to begin with. Ideally, you would want to start with a little bit, working just on the Surya Namaskars, A and B. And right there is a practice within itself. Figuring out the prescribed breath per movement and feeling inside of your body. From there, you're going to add on the standing postures, usually 1 by 1, until you can memorize the practice. After you start adding on those postures, you can move on to other series. There's up to 6 series. Most people don't make it past 3rd or 4th, but there's still a lot of the benefits come from primary. I think it was David Swenson that said that most of the practice, the benefits come from primary and 2nd series, and that all the other series are basically just a mixture of postures in one. So we really want to work on the foundation, and that could mean many years of doing that. So try not to rush the process. We want to keep a strong and healthy body first, and then from there, our mind begins to open, our emotions begin to be regulated, and then the fruits of our labor will come to fruition. So with that being said, let's come to the top of the mat, and you're going to find either crisscross in the legs, half Padmasana, right foot in, or full Padmasana, right, then left. Remember, never forcing the joint. So I'm going to face towards you. So we can do Baddha Padmasana, which is catching the elbows and folding forward, Yoga Mudra, or we catch our toes. So once I cross my hands, my left hand is going to catch my right toes, and then my right hand is going to catch the left. So that is another option. So another option is, let's say we're trying this, but we can't bend forward yet. You can bring your hands forward, and then just work on tiptoeing the fingers forward, and then dropping the head. And you can breathe here 10 times. Otherwise, let's try our Baddha or binding. We're binding and sealing the energy that we've accumulated with our practice. So we catch the toes, we catch the elbows, or we do our option of working towards the posture. So inhale here. Exhale, fold for Yoga Mudra. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Inhale, come all the way up. Exhaling there. Push all the air out. And release. All right. Jana Mudra. Take your index finger and thumb, place them together, gently touching like you're touching a rose petal. Palms facing up onto the knees, straight arms if you can. In the beginning, sometimes we need a little extra help. Ideally, we don't want to be using a whole lot of props because we want to flow through the postures and not be fiddling with extra stuff. But in the beginning, it's very acceptable to use the blocks and straps just so that we can get an idea of the feeling of the posture. And then eventually with time, we have to divorce ourselves away from the props. But for now, in the beginning, we can take a little towel or a little bolster or a pillow. You can even roll up your mat a little bit and you're going to sit on it. And it's going to tilt your pelvis just so, let's say if you have really tight hips, that can give you a little bit more space there. So take your Jana Mudra. And from here, ribs, navel in, lifting the pelvic floor, tucking the chin to the chest for Mahabandha. The great lock, the great seal, sealing and binding your energy. 10 breaths here. Shoulders melting away from the ears. Softly gazing down the tip of the nose. Just feel the cool air going in through your nostrils, swirling down into the throat, into your lungs as it expands. And then feel the warm air as you exhale, going through the throat to the upper palate, out through your nose. Staying present, feeling the breath open and expand your body. If you pay close enough attention, you can feel the energy running and coursing through every cell of your body. That prana, life force. One more breath. Inhale, head up. Exhale there. All right. Uplutihi, lifting up your lotus. Once again, you can utilize 2 blocks and place them in front of the hips for a little bit extra lift up so that you can get the full lift up. Remember, you don't have to do the full lotus. You can do a half lotus with the just right foot in and maybe the foot still touches. You can do the same thing, flexing the foot to make it active so it lifts. You can do crisscross with the feet still touching, just lifting up the hips. Or you can flex both feet and bring the knees into the chest and lift up as well. It's actually much easier to do it in the lotus because you're more tight and into like a little ball. But if your body is not ready for it, meaning the hips aren't open enough yet, it's going to place some pressure on your knees. So I would recommend you to try the crisscross version, and then you're going to build a lot of strength that way. We're utilizing our bandhas, we're staying with our breath, and we're staying focused. And all of these tools we can be using into the real world. Focus. Coming to our breath when we're in an uncomfortable situation, breathing through that. There's many other things that can be utilized as well. So let's find our uplutihi. Find your lotus, half lotus, crisscross. Hands pressing into the mat. Knees lift. Gazing forward. Inhale, lift. 1, 2, 3. Try to soften the face. 4, 5. Squeeze and lift the pelvic floor. 6, 7, 8, 9. One more lift. And 10. Coming down. All right, let's take one more vinyasa. So you can take your vinyasa from here. You can release, cross your legs, and jump back. Or you bring your elbows into your tummy and you lean forward. So the hips go up. Inhale, upward. Exhale, downward facing. Inhale, step or jump through. And time for our wonderful Shavasana or taking rest. So we're going to turn around. Lie down. Ideally, staying in our Shavasana for at least 3 minutes. If you're at home, you could stay longer. 5 minutes is nice. Just try not to stay too long because then you'll fall asleep. So ideally, we want to do yoga nidra, which is basically in between sleep and being awake. And this is very beneficial. Your body is going to acclimate all the changes that it has made by twisting, turning, folding, back bending, and all the cells are kind of trying to figure out what to do with that. So we want to come to a nice still point. So find that still point. Then try not to fidget or move. Once the body comes to stillness, the mind will follow. Once you're lying down, just try to come back to normal breathing and let go of any muscular activation. Let the feet flop out wider than your mat, palms facing up, shoulder blades underneath. Close your eyes. Take a deep inhale through your nose. Exhale out through your mouth. Deep inhale. Exhale, soften. Find your stillness. Let your toes relax. Let your ankles relax. Scanning the body, letting the knees soften, calves soften. Let your thighs, hips, back of the legs relax and soften. Letting go of muscular activation. Stomach, low back, relaxing and softening. As you breathe normally, chest, shoulders, relaxing. Arms, wrists, fingertips, elbows, the palms of your hands, and every single finger. Relax. Soften. Your jaw, your neck, relax. Creating space in between every vertebrae of your spine. As your body melts into the mat. Cheeks softening, eyes resting to the sockets. As you work your way to your top of the head, your forehead, relaxing in between the eyebrows. Slowly coming back now. Remember, if you're at home, you can stay in your Shavasana a little bit longer if you'd like. Start wiggling your fingers, your toes, just gently waking up the body. Rotating your wrists and ankles in one direction and the other if you'd like. Reaching your hands over your head, tightening the legs, the arms, tighten all the muscles, bring the hands into fists. Reach, exhale out through the mouth and soften. Knees into the chest, give yourself a big hug. You can rock gently here. And then slowly rock to your side. Nice fetal position using your arm as a pillow. You can lie there for a moment. And then gently pushing yourself back up to your seated position. Always being grateful for this practice. Always being grateful for my teachers. Always being grateful for my healthy body and mind. And I'm grateful for all of you spending this time with me and enjoying to learn and enjoying to find out more about yourself. The light within me honors and respects the light within each and every one of you. Namaste. Bye.